Hey guys, today I'm going to bring you an update in the Madalina Cojocari case. If you're unfamiliar with this particular case, I do have a playlist of all of the timeline and everything that's happened up until now. Before we get into it though, don't forget to smash that like button as it really does help my channel out. And if you appreciate today's case coverage, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon. That way you'll be alerted to all new content. So to give you guys a little bit of a backstory before I get into the article that I wanted to go over with you guys, Madalina is a 12-year-old. She was 11 when she went missing, but she's a 12-year-old little girl out of Cornelius, North Carolina. She lived there with her mother, Diana Cojocari, and her stepfather, Christopher Paltmedler. She was last seen on November the 21st by a school bus camera as she was getting off at her normal, bus stop after school. She didn't go back to school whenever they went back for after Thanksgiving break, and she didn't go back to school up until December 15th. Her school kept calling, and they went by the house. So Diana, her mother, told the school that she would bring Madalina to the school by December the 15th because of these truancy issues that were going on. She never produced Madalina. She never produced her that day on the 15th of December. Sounds a little familiar, right, guys? Maybe Lori Vallow Devo? Yeah. Well, Chris and Diana were both arrested for failure to report a child, and they've been in jail ever since December the 17th of last year. We have never heard from any of the family of, Madalina's because her mother is not from this country and they don't have any family here. Well, that's until now, guys. Apparently, Grandma Cojocari has some things to say, and I'm going to tell you guys in advance before I read this. I don't believe her. I don't believe some of the stuff, at least. Some of the things that's coming out of her mouth and she's coming up with are just so off the wall that I cannot process these as even being true. Maybe she is getting fed these little lies by her daughter. I do believe that to be true. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what your opinions are on this because I really do want to know. But I want to go ahead and read this article over that I found, and I'm going to play a couple little short videos at the end because I really want you guys to see what's going on in this case. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. This is going to be the first one that I wanted to show you guys. And I might be able to blow it up a little bit. That way you guys can read it as well. And then I'll play the video at the end. It says, Cornelius, North Carolina. While her daughter faced a judge Thursday morning, Madalina Cojocari spoke to WCNC Charlotte, sharing what she feels happened to Madalina Cojocari. Then 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari disappeared on November 23rd, 2022, but she wasn't reported missing by her mother, Diana Cojocari, until weeks later. Both Diana Cojocari and Madalina's stepfather, Chris Paltmedler, are facing several charges connected to Madalina's mysterious disappearance. Madalina Cojocari, Diana Cojocari's mother, told WCNC Charlotte she knows what happened to her precious Madalina. My granddaughter is alive, but she's been kidnapped. Ricotta believes her daughter, Diana Cojocari, along with Madalina, were sold to traffickers for $5 million. An 11-year-old and a grown adult female. That's like in her 40s. $5 million. Okay. Search warrants from March 2023 showed Diana Cojocari had asked a distant relative if he would help with smuggling her and Madalina away. She also told him she was in a bad relationship with her husband, Chris Paltmedler, and that she wanted a divorce. Chris is the instrument, Madalina Cojocari said. He stalked them for 2 years. They had no documents in his home. He stole their documents and held them in the home like prisoners. So now that, okay, I'm just going to stop again there. So she's been locked in her home like a prisoner with her daughter, but she's been in jail in protective custody since December, where she's protected since December, and it's August. She's had 9 months to say, I need help. I've been trafficked. That's my opinion on it. But I don't know. It says those same search warrants listed an inventory of items seized from Diana Cojocari's car, which included a debit card belonging to Diana Cojocari, Madalina's Romanian and Moldavanian passports, Diana Cojocari's Romanian passport, and miscellaneous education certificate and work documents found in the center console. According to those search warrants, investigators reviewed phone records revealing extensive communication on December 2nd, 2022 with that relative. That person's phone records showed multiple calls to phone numbers belonging to unidentified targets involved in ongoing T3 drug narcotic trafficking investigation. And T3 is an investigation that involves a wiretap on a phone. The warrant shows drugs were not found in the car or house at this time, but it's unclear if they were during other searches. That information was redacted from previous court documents, and we have read all over the court documents on this channel as well. Lately, he would use narcotics to make them sleep, both Madalina and Diana. Ricotta Cojocari alleged. He used these narcotics in their juice. Diana and Madalina drank it, and he took Madalina out of the bedroom and gave her over to traffickers. I don't know whom. So why didn't Diana get, I thought they were both sold to traffickers for $5 million. So Diana gets to stay, Madalina has to leave. I'm very confused on this. Madalina was last seen publicly getting off her school bus on November 21st, 2022. Her mother later told police she saw her daughter last on November 23rd, 2022. But she did not report her missing for 3 weeks. When asked why it took so long, she told police she didn't want to start a conflict with her husband. That 3-week period violates Kaylee's law. Cojocari and Pop Miller were arrested on December 17th, 2022. And the conflict part about this whole thing, she didn't want to start a conflict. You guys should watch the first live we ever did over this case. It was a doozy. So I'm going to go ahead and play this short video here for you guys. It's going to wrap this up. And also another little small video because there's another update in this case.
Tonight, new developments to share in the case of missing Cornelius girl, Madalina Cojocari.
Within the last few hours, a judge lowering the bond for Madalina's stepfather, Christopher Palmer, from $200,000 to $25,000. We thought that was interesting. So Palmer also pleading not guilty for failing to report Madalina's disappearance. Just earlier today, though, Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, also pleading not guilty on the same charge. You'll remember Madalina was last seen November 23rd getting off a school bus in Cornelius, but her parents did not tell police she was missing until December 15th. That was 3 weeks later.
WCNC Charlotte's Lexi Wilson was in court today as both parents faced a judge. Lexi is joining us now from outside the Mecklenburg County Courthouse. What happened today, Lexi?
It was tense in court today. Both parents pleaded not guilty to their charges, which means this case will head to trial as Madalina remains missing. Defense attorneys laying out their case why Christopher Palmer claims he did not know Madalina went missing. Prosecutors calling that ridiculous.
The idea that he could have been in his home for 3 weeks and not notice she was missing is laughable.
In the end, the judge gave Palmer a lower bond Thursday at $25,000 secured. He's charged with failure to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. His wife, Madalina's mom, Diana Cojocari, faces the same charge. Both pleaded not guilty to the charges. The state did not offer a plea deal to either of them. Madalina was last seen in November getting off this school bus. Today, we heard from Diana Cojocari's mother, Madalina's grandmother. With the help of a translator, she shared pictures with us and told us she believes Christopher Palmer is a criminal and that he sold Madalina. My Madalina is alive, and I hope the FBI and detectives find my granddaughter, and together with Diana and Madalina, will leave this country. I asked her if she had a message for Madalina. Through tears, she says that I love her very, very much. Madalina and Diana, I love them very much. And it is possible that Palmer could be bonded out of jail today. And if he does get out of jail, he will have to wear an ankle monitor.
So he actually did get bonded out. So his bond was lowered from $200,000 to $25,000. And I'm pretty sure the reason why they did that was because he was, by his own account and Diana's account, he was not in the North Carolina area like the state even, when she went missing. So I'm thinking that's why his was lowered. Hers wasn't. She still is remaining behind bars. So I did want to show you this small clip here. It just shows him coming out of jail, goes over it, and you'll be able to see what he looks like, and if you've never seen him before.
Madalina Cojocari case. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Colin Mayfield.
And I'm Vanessa Rufus. Tonight, Madalina Cojocari's stepfather, Christopher Palmer, is now out of the detention center after posting bond earlier today. This video showing him leaving that building. This all comes after that judge yesterday lowered his bond from $200,000 to just $25,000. And you will remember, authorities say Madalina Cojocari was last seen last November getting off a school bus in Cornelius. They say her parents, Diana Cojocari and Christopher Palmer, did not tell police she was missing until 3 weeks later.
Lexi Wilson has been outside the Mecklenburg County Detention Center pretty much all afternoon. Lexi, we know it's been a rather chaotic half hour for you at this point and for everyone else down there. Any questions that you were able to ask Christopher Palmer as he was leaving the detention center there?
Yeah, I was actually first to approach Palmer as he stepped outside of jail for the first time in 9 months. One of the first questions I asked him was, why didn't he report that Madalina was missing? Here's what else I asked. Her grandmother is claiming that you sold Madalina. What do you have to say about that? This is Palmer leaving the Mecklenburg County Detention Center around 5:20 today. He was overwhelmed with what was happening and ran back inside. We did follow him. He ended up coming outside again and rushed to a truck. He ignored all of our questions. Palmer was arrested on December 17th in 2022. He's been charged with failing to report Madalina's disappearance to law enforcement. His wife, Diana Cojocari, also faces the same charges. She does remain in jail tonight. And again, Palmer posted bond around 1 p.m. today. It did take several hours for him to be released, again, within the last 30 minutes or so. But again, he did ignore all of our questions, and we did see him with that ankle monitor on as he awaits his trial. Reporting live in Uptown for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Lexi Wilson.
Okay, so let me know what you guys think about everything that's come to light in this, in this case. Let me know in the comments if you guys have heard about this. A lot of people, I don't think, have. Not a lot of people are covering this case. We've been covering it since November, and we'll continue to cover it until we find Madalina and bring her home. Not out of the country, like her grandmother said. It's like almost like if you let us go, we'll just leave the country. I don't know. I don't get it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in the next live or in the next video. Bye, guys.